Good evening, everyone. My name is Nasika Tara, and welcome to the Spiritual Development Channel. Tonight, we're going to talk about sex. Not just sex, but a forbidden part of sex. We're going to talk about sex toys and vibrators. Nearly 80% of women have tried sex toys, and about 52% of them own them. That's a huge number. But then you may say, so what? It's just a sex toy. I have a husband, he knows, and I'm not committing adultery, or I'm not being promiscuous, and it's not against the Bible. But if you look in the Bible in Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 17, it clearly states that God has also taken out fair jewels of gold and silver, which I have given thee, and made images of male, and did commit whoredom with them. That right there is a clear indication that you're committing whoredom with images of male, not just the male. You're taking your gold and your silver and you're making a dildo. That's against Torah. Also, Proverbs 23, verse 33, it says that your eyes will see strange things and your heart will utter perverse things. So you may see that going on. You may not go ahead and continue with the act, but your heart wants to do it, and that's also against Torah. Even though you may not commit the act, your heart wants to do it. That's against Torah. So that these two verses clearly show you that dildos and sex toys have been around for ages. Okay? And if you're having sex with inanimate objects, then you are clearly, severely, deeply a sex addict. Point blank. Vibrator use can damage your nerve endings and fibers of the sensory, parasympathetic, and sympathetic nervous branches and blood vessels of your clitoris, urethra, bladder, vagina, cervix, uterus, rectum, and your anus. So just think about one day that whole area just goes numb because you're a sex addict and you want to use toys and you want to have multiple orgasms and you want to use a vibrator right after being with your husband. You're a sex addict. Clear and simple. It turns the erectile tissue into collegiate scars once, which desensitizes the area and blocks blood circulation in that area, which leads to blocking of the arteries. Think about being a fighter. When fighters practice to go in the ring, they punch trees or they punch cement blocks or whatever have you to desensitize their knuckles or their fists so that when they get inside the ring, they won't feel that pain when they're pounding the next person. Same thing goes with your area down here. If you keep using sex toys and vibrators and rabbits or whatever have you, you're gonna desensitize that area to the point where it goes numb and it becomes non-usable. Then you have to ask this question: are you having sex and finding yourself no longer having orgasms with your partner? Or when your partner's done, you reach into your secret area and you pull out your sex toy, your vibrator, and you finish yourself off? If you're answering yes to that question, then my friend, you're a machine lover and humans can no longer please you. Then after that, you're going to go to maybe an animal or a cat or a lamb or some other huge other machines. You're a machine lover and you're a sex addict. Face it, I'm sorry. Excessive orgasms can lead to hypothalamus, pituitary, ovarian, and neuroendocrine disorder. So after the dopamine, acetylcholine, serotonin are burnt out, you will have excessive dopamine adrenal conversion, leaving adrenaline trapped in the muscle and tissue, and a lack of prostaglandins, which is a fatty acid used for hormones. It's a hormone used for relaxation, and that's elasticity used for healing. Just think about it as this: and you're having sex every day. So when you have sex, there's a production of serotonin and dopamine. So after you have sex, then you use a toy, then you use a vibrator, and all of that stuff is just going into now it becomes a mental issue. No longer a physical issue, it's a mental issue because now it's an overload of dopamine and serotonin in your brain. And some people, that may drive people crazy. That leads to you becoming rapists and child molesters because you can't control that sex addict that you have, that sex addiction. So without the PGE, which is a prostaglandins, the fatty acid used for relaxation, oxygen and nutrients. So with the excess of dopamine and adrenaline, without PGE1, which is the prostaglandins, and oxygen and nutrients, you will start to experience cramping, discoordination, and your reflexes out of control and your pelvic area becomes irritated. That will cause irritable urinary tract infections, cramping, your menstruation to become out of whack. All of the above just because you can't control your sex addiction. This, my friend, is clearly an indication of sexual addiction. And if you can't if you can't explain that, then I don't know what else to explain to you. If you have to use dildos and machines, then that will give you an indication that you're a sex addict. I hope you like the information that was given tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Spiritual Development Channel. And once again, my name is Nasika Atara. Have a good night.